Colbyjack.net is proud to present From the Flames by Trisha M. Wilson. The people of the fire, the Blesa, led by their queens, have ruled the island of Alfeyju and oppressed the Driva, the people of the ice, for more than 16 generations. With the Drivian King in hiding and little hope on the horizon, the Driva looked to one person to save them from the vile Blesa, the Diviana. According to legend, the divinely gifted Diviana will one day overthrow the Blesa and restore the Drivian King to his rightful throne. But with the search having lasted for more than 400 years, will the Diviana ever come to light? Willow is the slave of the Raskpil family. Bought at the age of 4, 20 years have passed since her life irrevocably changed. Her existence is no worse than any other slave, but within, Willow wonders if there isn't something more she should be doing with her life other than serving the ungrateful. Ordered to travel with her master's family to Sondertoft, so her master's adult children can take part in an ancient rite of passage, Willow is shocked when she learns that she too must participate. Will she fail, as all before her have? Will she rise to the challenge and become stronger after passing through the flames? Episode 43. I have abilities, magical abilities, which allow me to create objects out of thin air, amongst other things, Willow said, unsure how to explain what she was able to do. I see we have a lot to learn about each other, Adelina said. Eyes drifting closed, Adelina's body suddenly went tense, and she was on her feet in the blink of an eye. Before Willow could even form a question, Adelina was at the entrance to the cave. What she was doing or looking for, Willow wasn't sure, but she didn't like the sudden tension in her body. Forcing her battered body to its feet again, using Val as support, Willow went to Adelina's side. What is it? Looking outside, she couldn't see anything to worry about, except for the fact that the cave was very high above the ground. It would be challenging to get down when they left, but that wasn't what Adelina was worried about. Turning her attention back to the leopard, Willow could tell by her body language and actions that whatever was bothering her was serious. What is it? Willow repeated. Strangers, Adelina grunted, still concentrating on the forest before her. Hunters? No, these aren't hunters. At least not the type of hunters I come across each year. They're hunting you. What? Willow shrieked before slapping a hand over her mouth, expecting someone to come crashing toward them. Willow looked back into the cover of the cave. How do you know? They're talking about finding a girl, one with powers. They're getting close to your friends. If your friends don't stop arguing, they'll lead the hunters right to them. We've got to get back to them and help them, Willow said. How many hunters are there? Hard to tell. More than 5, but less than 20. I can't get a good read on them. Something's interfering with their smell and noise. Shaking her head, Adelina looked at Willow for the first time since she'd sensed the hunter's presence. If you want to warn your friends, we should get going. Leaping from the cave entrance to the ground, Adelina started across the small clearing toward the trees, not stopping until Willow yelled, Stop! Looking back, Adelina saw Willow unmoved. Walking back a few steps, Adelina said, Sorry, forgot you can't move as fast as me. Sitting on the edge of the cave ledge, Willow let her legs dangle. She hoped her initial assessment of how high off the ground the cave was had been wrong, but she saw that it wasn't. Jump, Val said. We don't have time for you to gingerly get off this ledge. We've got to get going. Throwing Val onto the ground so she'd have both hands free, she pushed herself off the ledge. The distance she fell was greater than she thought, and at impact her knees completely buckled, her body falling forward. Trying to shake off the newest impact to her body, she got to her feet, picked up Val, and walked toward Adelina. Every step she took radiated the hurt from her earlier fall, but she gritted her teeth and tried to push the pain out of her mind. Her friends needed her help, and she wouldn't let them down because of a few scrapes and bruises. Willow followed Adelina into the forest, trusting that she knew where she was going, for Willow had no clue where they were, nor how far they were from a trail of any kind. Up and down hills, along creeks, under fallen trees, and around bushes they traveled as the sun steadily climbed higher into the sky. Finally, having to stop for a moment, Willow leaned against a tree. "How much further until we get to the boys?" "Another hour or so, if we don't pick up the pace," Adelina said in a voice which said it wasn't her fault they were going so slow. "Half an hour if you run from now on." "What about the hunters? How far are they from my friends?" "Half an hour. Perhaps longer, depending how long they sit and talk. Your friends are very worried about you," she added. "I'll never make it in time," Willow realized. "But you could, couldn't you?" Adelina swished her white tail. "Yes, I could be there in about 15 minutes. But what about you?" "If I keep going straight, will I hit the path eventually?" "Yes, you will," Adelina said. "You'd come out not far from your friends, actually." "Then that's what I'll do. I'll keep going while you go ahead." "And do what exactly? Can these friends understand me or Val?" "No," Willow admitted, "but you can always stay out of sight and help if those hunters catch up to them. I'd guess you're a pretty good fighter to have survived for so many years." "It doesn't hurt that I can't be killed," Adelina added. "All right, I'll go ahead. But I can't be held responsible for anything I do in the heat of battle." Taking a few steps forward, she suddenly stopped and asked, "Do you need any of the enemy left alive?" Willow swallowed the sudden lump in her throat. Willow understood she had an important decision to make, one that would guide her actions now and in the future. Kill or not? Which was the better choice? Was there a better choice? "I don't need any alive, but don't kill them if you don't have to," Willow said, making her decision. "Killing should only be a last resort. Understand?" "I'll try, but like I said before, no guarantees," Adelina said before running away from Willow. Willow followed Adelina as quickly as she dared. Val was quiet for a while before saying, "An interesting choice." "What was?" Willow asked, even though she had an idea what he was talking about. "The one you made about keeping them alive. I, for one, would have let her kill them all. It would have made a statement to the Queen and her cronies that you are not to be messed with. Leaving them alive might be seen as a sign of weakness." "I don't care how it's seen," Willow said firmly, dodging a group of bushes in her way. "I won't kill someone because they're in my way." "Even if they want to kill you?" Val asked gently. At his words, Willow laughed aloud. "They only want to kill me if I don't come along quietly. A more likely scenario would be them killing Hawk or Sigurd." "Did that knock on your head make you forgetful? There's a bounty of 1,000 silver pieces on your dead body. And let me tell you, a dead body is much, much less trouble than a live one." "You know exactly what to say to comfort a person. Did you know that, Val?" "Yep," he responded smugly. "Practice during my years in that room you found me in." A scream rent the air before she could respond. Then the sounds of metal hitting metal and a loud growl from Adelina drifted toward Willow, shifting directions so she'd run toward the source of the sounds instead of to the side of them. Willow increased her speed. With every step she took, the sounds of battle became louder, and her worry grew, for she couldn't see what was happening. She felt powerless. She wasn't there to help her friends when they really needed her. Then, just when she thought the sounds of battle couldn't get any worse, silence rang through the forest. The only thing Willow heard was the sound of her own breathing and heavy footfalls. Fearing the worst, but hoping for the best, Willow pushed forward. But now that she didn't have any sounds to guide her, she couldn't be sure her path was straight. After running for what felt like an eternity, she noticed the long shadows cast by the trees slowly loosening their grip. "The path must be just up ahead," Willow thought. She slowed down her pace to be cautious, even though every part of her body wanted to run at full speed to see the outcome of the battle. peering down the path from behind a tree. She couldn't see anything or anyone. "This is stupid," Willow thought to herself. "I'm never going to see anything from behind this tree." Striding out onto the path, she looked around, searching for signs of the fight or even life of some sort, but unable to find anything, except an unidentifiable boot print. Willow tried to decide what to do next. It was obvious she had come out of the forest somewhere other than her intended destination. The question now was, which direction did she go? Right or left? "Ask Adelina to come get you," Val suggested. "But will she hear me? Doesn't she have to be near me to hear me?" "Not necessarily. But this will be a good chance to try and see." "Yes, of course. My friends may be dead or hurt, and you want me to experiment with something that has a snowball's chance of working." "So pessimistic," Val said in a disappointed voice. "You must have more faith and not give up so easily. What will you do when things really begin to get difficult? Throw up your hands in the air and have a tantrum? Or will you grit your teeth and think of a solution like a reasonable person?" "Fine, I get your point," Willow spit out, turning her thoughts to Adelina. Willow thought, "Adelina, can you hear me?" "Yes, what do you need?" "Are you with my friends? Is everything all right?" "Yes, everything's fine, except your friends are right now pointing their swords at me as they cower." "Oh no!" Willow wailed silently, picturing the scene all too clearly. "Can you come get me, or somehow lead me to your position?" A growl from down the path to her left was Adelina's response. Running on the path, it only took Willow a few minutes to find them. Skidding to a sudden stop, the sight before her made her stop and stare in surprise. 5 very bloody, dead men were lying on the path. More blood was smeared on the ground, some in lines leading into the forest, while in other spots there were only a few blood droplets. The only 2 humans not dead, Hawk and Sigurd, were currently mumbling to each other as they faced off with a 100-pound wild animal. Both men had blood on them, but it was hard to tell if it was theirs or one of the dead men's. Stepping toward the trio, relief mixed with anger. Willow opened her mouth to speak when Hawk saw her and cried, "Stop! Get away before the animal comes after you!" "Are you mad?" Sigurd retorted. "Kill the animal before it kills me!" You have been listening to From the Flames by Trisha M. Wilson. Read, recorded, mastered, encoded, and produced by Colbyjack.net. This work is released under a Creative Commons 3.0 Attribution, Non-Commercial, Share-alike license. Do what you want with it, just don't try to profit from it. Heaven knows we can't. If you have any questions, comments, or rants you wish to share with us, we can be reached at Colbyjack.net. That's COLBYTRAX @COLBYJACK.net. Yep, I sing it too. If you want to follow the exploits of Trisha in Twitterland, just search for Lady Trisha W on Twitter, or follow the ever-dashing, courageous, hardworking, intelligent, and immensely humble Colbyjack on the Twitters as well. If you find that you can't just wait to find out what will happen with Willow, the strong dude and the annoying dude, be heartened to know that From the Flames is available from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Smashwords, as well as from our little shop. Didn't you know about our little shop? Why, yes, we have a little shop located at shop. That's shop.colbyjack.net. That's shop.colbyjack.net. Yeah, real original there. There you will find the latest ebook versions of all our works in both Mobi and ebook, all DRM-free, as well as audiobook versions of such works as Firmware Hijacked and Proxy, as well, naturally, as well as From the Flames. The audiobooks differ from the podcasts in that the headers and bumpers only run once, and the episodes are grouped in hour-long episodes for easy burning to CD or for downloading on the go. If you find you don't need any stuff, but just want to thank us monetarily for our efforts here, just head on over to Colbyjack.net, select either audio or visual, and look for the donate button located on the blog roll. Well, anyway, thank you for listening. Have a wonderful week, and remember to be fabulous.